So we're going to do another reaction video today. We are back with Mac. Since he has not seen this stuff and I have, I still want to have a first-time viewer kind of reaction to it instead of somebody that's been playing this game for too long, apparently, at this point. So today we are going to be doing things a little bit differently as well. Last time we did Arlecchino's character demo first and then the music afterwards. We're going to swap those. So that way we're going to do just the music first and then do the character demo. Now, Mac has no idea who the character is, anything about them, what nation they're from. He might have already met this character. He might not have. So he's going to go in completely blind.
Hi, guys. I'm here. I don't think it's going to beat Scythe Mommy, but we'll see. We'll see.
You're not going to like it as much. I will go ahead and tell you that right now. You personally won't like it as much. But I think that you'll appreciate the music. I think that you'll still appreciate the music.
I have faith.
Right, so
you have control of this.
I have control of this one. I do have control of this one. So if you want me to pause it, just say pause and I'll hit the pause button. So I want to know what your thoughts are. If you think you might know who the character is, go ahead and take a guess at it too. And comment on the music and everything.
And for those of you who are watching, leave in the comments what characters you think we should react to after we get through Kezi's top 5.
Yep. This will be number 3, and then after this one, we'll have 2 more. So we'll keep going on them too. So all right, let's start this.
Sounds good.
First 25 seconds. What are your thoughts?
Calming, relaxing, made me think of fields and plains. I wanted to say my brain was leaning towards Sumeru for the location, but I'm not positive of that. It's just very relaxing, and it didn't make me think Liyue. Definitely, I could see Mondstadt as well. It could be a Mondstadt individual, but I'm not sure.
Okay, let's keep going.
Well, that changes things.
Okay. 25 more seconds.
Still kind of leaning Sumeru. Sumeru or potentially not Natlan. Natlan has more of like a Latin beat to it with the music that I know of it. So Sumeru is still my big lead up. I could almost say that this would be Inazuma with the way that the instrumental cut in, but I'm not sure anymore. I was pretty leaning into Inazuma with the way it started, though. Not Inazuma, Sumeru when it started.
Sumeru?
Okay. Yeah.
So you're still between Sumeru and Inazuma?
Inazuma now. Inazuma instead of Natlan. Like I said, Natlan has more of like a Latin beat to it that's more upbeat and bum. This is like, it feels like, this feels like Legend of Zelda music is the best way I can put it.
Yeah, I could see that. All right, let's keep going.
Going fucking ham. Holy shit.
Now what do you think?
Definitely leaning more towards Inazuma than Sumeru now. Gotta remind me later that this will not be in the video, or this will not be recorded for you guys because I don't want to get caught with copyright. But I need to introduce you to flute beatboxing because that's what that started sounding like. That was impressive.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no. I have no idea who this is. Not even the faintest now. I possibly not even met them, so that's a pretty substantial factor. That solo made me think Inazuma though. That feels like a character of like some, lineage in Inazuma.
Okay. All right. Well, we got about 20 seconds left, so let him
laughing behind your words.
Still Inazuma, huh?
Heavily leaning. All right. I had it right to begin with, but I'll take this loss. The flute made me think that Inazuma would have been more to play, but I have seen this character technically. Somebody
Technically,
decided to recreate their existence in my world when we were exploring the location by going to where she dances and then proceeded to dance in her location. Would you like to comment?
I did in fact do that.
Yeah.
I did in fact do that. I told you to stand there and watch.
That was probably the most commanding thing you've ever said to me. I was rather curious, to say the least.
That was.
So
after you do Chiori's story quest, I can take you to her store too.
Okay. I will say, curious to see what this is going to look like. I all I know about this character from watching, seeing it played, is that she's a dancer. That's pretty much all I know, and I feel like I've seen a snippet of her actually dancing through a TikTok, thanks to you. Thanks
Probably
to
so.
you.
Probably so. Yeah,
so that being said, that's all I know about her, and I am actually more curious about her kit when we get into it after the video. So if you guys want to stick around to the end, we'll do a little discussion about her build, so you guys have something to look forward to. But for the time being, we're going to focus on the story.
Her kit is one of the most niche kits in the game, just so you know.
Okay, that'll make it fun to talk about after the fact. All right, everybody, let's get into this.
Miss Nilou, will you teach me the dance you came up with in the desert? Slow down. First, close your eyes and relax your body. Then, picture an oasis bathed in starlight. Now imagine that you are the water, clear and bright, just like jelly. To the world, you're invisible. It never stops to notice you. So you stand up, you leap and twirl, and you show them through dance.
Immediate pause. Not immediate, 30-second pause. Her voice is not what I was expecting.
No, Nilou is the sweetest, most caring character in Genshin, and I don't know why she's my second favorite, because none of my other favorites have that personality at all.
Yeah, that was not the voice I was anticipating. When I first saw her character model, that is not the voice that I paired with it. I'm going to be honest with y'all.
Now, I will say this. Whenever you use her skill and you use her burst, her voice sounds slightly different. Not like
That's
it's the
what
same
I've
voice
heard.
actress. It's the same voice actress. There's just more intent behind it. Whereas in this and in cutscenes, she's very, very sweet, very, very caring. But in her skill usage and burst and stuff, it just has more intent to it. I think that'd be a great way to describe it, is the intent.
Okay. Yeah, no, it definitely sounds different, because for those who are wondering, Kez has run around my world as this character, and I've heard her voice in snippets because of him using the abilities and such. And this is not what I remember hearing, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get back into it. I like the arts, the direction they're going with this. We'll see if this goes the way I think it might, though.
Captivating dance is like water about to boil. Quiet whispers grow into a chorus of cheers. To make
Wait, I'm sorry, we gotta back up. 1 second. No. This will make sense here, everybody. Just hear me out.
You don't want to pause during the flute solo, so you gotta pause beforehand.
That's fine. Just give me 1 second here. No wet socks. There are no wet socks on Nilou. Okay. So for those who don't know, I just mentioned Ayaka, or I just meant Ayaka in my playthrough of the game, and I've come to find out that there was an entire meme about the fact that she always has wet socks, and I had to see if somebody else was dancing in the water with wet socks. Sorry, everybody. Back to your scheduled broadcast of dancing. You got something to chime in?
Just the ice person, not the water person.
Yeah, just the person who would be colder in the water decides to wear socks. I guess that makes sense.
It's so funny.
All right, let's let this.
To make ripples in your audience's hearts, you have to make a big splash. Dance with the waves.
That's the voice
See,
I
there's more
recognize.
intent.
Yes.
Yeah, there's more intent.
The flute makes sense now.
Wow. Pretty amazing, huh?
Nilou? Do you know where the ribbon for tomorrow's performance went?
Sure do. I was practicing with it in the desert.
Oh no.
I'll work something out.
Okay. So, a couple of things right off the bat. First question that we had with one of the first questions we had with Arlecchino was, did the music hold up without
Outside.
context?
Yep.
Yes, but I will also make note as a caveat that I recently did add Arlecchino's music to my playlist when I would take the dog for a walk. And it does for me now. I don't think about her context. I think about the trippy dubstep. Granted,
Right.
I think it was a first time listen. Yeah, no, it probably not, because this for me personally would be too slow. I love how it picks up. I love the build up, but it is such a slow and gradual start that I don't see this one ending up on my playlist. Not because I don't like it,
Fair. That's fair.
but yes, it holds up on its own. For somebody who wants something relaxing, I have a friend of mine who has music that she studies with. I'm going to start putting, she gave me access to her playlist. I'm going to start putting Genshin music on her playlist because it just has to be music without lyrics. That's the only ruling she has. This would go well on her playlist.
I will say, I also want to say a caveat or something. My favorite character is Chiori. Chiori's OST is not in my top 5. Nilou is my second favorite character and was my favorite character before Chiori. Nilou's OST is my third favorite. So I think that I'm able to say that without bias. I like Nilou's OST because my favorite character's OST is not in my top 5. I'm not a big fan of Chiori's OST. It's great, but it's not in my top 5.
Okay.
Nilou's is, I love the flute sound. I'm a sucker for flutes.
I'm going to literally before or after we end the recording, going to show you flute beatboxing. You've probably heard some of it before, but this is one that's like famous on the internet.
I really think that you're going to like and appreciate my number 1.
Okay.
Because it's faster and it just slaps. And I don't think there's a single person that dislikes my number 1. It might not be their favorite, but I don't think there's a single person that actively dislikes my number 1 favorite.
And I'm going to actually throw a monkey wrench into this. When we get to the end, while you guys leave your recommendations of what OSTs you want us to listen to and what character demos you want us to react to, we're actually going to be doing one of the OSTs and character demo videos that Kez says he still hasn't seen yet, that I caught.
Oh, is that Mulani?
Mawika's.
Mawika. Yeah,
I watched it because I literally was like, I was hanging out with some friends and I'm like, oh, hey, I showed them Arlecchino and Mawika popped up and I'm like, well, I don't think it's in his top 5, so I can watch this without screwing us over right now. I'm glad I was right about that. You're gonna like it though. It's a vibe. I don't know if the audio will hold up on it. Might, but it's weird because it's one that has lyrics. It actually has lyrics.
Ooh. I mean, Farina's has lyrics too.
Okay.
They're in French.
Mawika's is like a rock concert.
Interesting. Well,
it is
so
very
Sheilanen's also. I have heard Sheilanen's. Have you heard Sheilanen's?
No.
You need to go watch Sheilanen's. It's not in my top 5. Go watch Sheilanen's. It's not going to be what you're expecting.
Duly noted. So yes, that's where I would say, if I'm going to be rating these for my own value, if Arlecchino, we're going to do out of 5 system. Out of 10 system always just feels too pushy. An out of 5 system, if Arlecchino was a 3.5 out of 5, given the fact that it did need the context for it to be able to really enjoy it for a first time listen, I would say that this for me would be about the same, but for different reasons. This fits,
Yeah,
it's nice, but it's too slow for me personally.
that's very
If
fair.
I could loop the last like 45 seconds, just loop the like leading up to the
Oh yeah,
flute,
yeah.
I could listen to that for hours easily.
That I'm so okay. So my number one is one of those that I can loop for an hour and not have to change anything on it.
Okay. Yeah. So that's where I would say this one and Arlecchino's as far as design, Arlecchino's demo was so much cooler. No offense.
Oh
Like
yeah,
not
no,
even
no, no.
biased, just design was so much
Yeah.
better. This was cool, it looked nice. Arlecchino's gave me shivers when we first watched it. And
Oh yeah.
it's not even the bias of the character. I knew I wanted the character and everything else, but the way that they did her video was just
hmm
so stylized.
Well, one thing I will give Genshin is that they're very good at making these character demos match the characters.
I
So
wish they would
like,
be better at doing the animations in the actual game. I'm throwing shade
oh
right
yeah,
now because
oh yeah, yeah.
I watched, and I know it was 3 years ago. I asked Chad about this. I watched the Ayaka dancing thing, and the movements were so slow and clunky and janky with the way that the animation was done. I was trying not to judge it, and I'm like, I was waiting for her to dip into the cryo. And the fact that the finale was the cryo thing, and I'm like, they could have done this better. It could have looked nicer. I didn't hate it, but everybody in chat's like, oh, this moment. And I was seeing like a mix of hearts and tears in the chat. And I'm like, is she about to fucking die? What's happening? So,
No. Genshin
um,
could never kill off one of their playable characters. Wuthering Waves, on the other hand, I would not be surprised if that happened one day.
would not be surprised if we end up being the one to kill one of the playable characters at this rate. I just need to get back into
Yeah.
that. But that's my final opinion on this. I liked it, but I did say that we were going to chime out with you going into the build a little bit, and we're going to try and challenge you and make it so you have 3 minutes. You get 3 minutes to try and go through
that's
this
easy.
niche build.
Oh, that's easy. That's not bad.
Okay.
Okay. So, are you ready? You gonna start a timer?
I have a timer on my phone. It is presently sitting at 3:13. When it hits 3:16, that's when your time is done.
Okay. I don't even need that. I won't even need that much. Okay. Ready?
Ready?
Okay. You know how if you combine Dendro and Hydro, you make a Bloom core,
Yes.
and if you hit it with Electro, you do Hyper Bloom. If you hit it with Pyro, you do Burgeon.
Yes.
If you let that Bloom core sit there for 6 seconds, or if a 6th Bloom core is created, it will explode, dealing AoE Dendro damage.
I immediately understand where this is going. Continue.
Nilou, when you only have Hydro and Dendro characters in your team, will make the Bloom cores explode within half of a second, having a larger AoE and deal more damage.
This seems like a wonderfully terrible idea. Go on.
It is phenomenal for multiple enemies as a single target, like a boss. It's not as good, but essentially, you can do every half second an enemy can take 2 instances of bloom damage. So, like, my Kokomi hits 45k bountiful cores, which is what Nilou's thing is called.
Yes, I've heard you say that a number of times.
Right. So, my Coco can do roughly 100k damage every half second to an enemy.
Not to mention the damage it does to you, though.
Right. It does do self damage, but that's why in the team you run double healers. I run Yao Yao and Coco because Yao Yao can team heal and Coco can team heal.
And Yao Yao's pet also throwing out blooms.
Correct. So we have Nilou, who you build full HP.
Mm-hmm.
Nihida, who you build full EM, because Nihida's the best Dendro applicator in the game.
Okay.
And can share EM to your other characters because bloom damage is calculated 100% on EM and the level of the character creating the bloom, the owner of the bloom. So you want to get as high a level as possible and as much EM as possible. So my Coco, when Nilou and Nihida and Yao Yao on instructor set all buff Coco, she has around 1800 EM, and her bountiful core blooms deal 45k damage or higher.
Okay.
With C0 Nihida, which is insane.
All right. So you did just barely beat the timer, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I actually will be doing a lot of niche builds coming up. because I'm going to be trying to make it my goal. My goal right now is to unlock physically as many characters as possible. It's going to take
Which
me
is
forever.
correct. That's the way to look at it right now.
Yes, I want to get everybody. So even though I have Arlecchino, after I get her weapon, I'm going to keep pulling on Arlecchino because C1 Arlecchino will be nice. But also,
Yeah, C1 Arlecchino is nice.
I would like to get all of the characters that are on this banner, and I am behind. So for those of you who follow me over on the Purple app, I'm going to be doing at least a stream every night, if not every other night, of Genshin until this banner is done, as well as potentially a stream of Genshin during the day. I need it. I need primos. So
are you missing Rosaria? Is that the one you're missing?
I got Rosario.
I know that you're missing.
I got all of them.
End.
I think.
Okay.
It was Rosario, Lanyan, and Chev, right? Was there a fourth?
Yeah. Chev or Benny? Oh, it's Chevy. It's Chevy.
Chevy. I got all of them then.
Yeah,
but if I could, get any C1s, I'll do it. I'm not complaining. After learning about C1 Benny, if I can get C1s or Cs on any character, I'm happy. But I heard that C1 Arlecchino would be very nice.
Yeah, C1 Arlecchino is crazy.
So, but I want to get her weapon. I like the white tassel. My R5 white tassel is slapping right now. Oh, it hurts.
I have an R1 white tassel.
I would give you my R2 tassel if I could, because I have 7 of them in total now, and I still have areas left to explore.
That's crazy. I have nothing left in leeway to explore, and I've only got 1 white tassel.
I have a good chunk of the T area left to explore, as far as I have all the fast travels, but I have plenty of chests to get. Yep. Yeah, I have plenty of Chinyu Vale left to do, and I am probably only 70% in the rest of the locations around the mountains. But I've gotten 7 of them, and Lily lost it when she heard that. So if you get white tassel and Arlecchino, I'm like, Lily, I have technically R7 white tassel, and she goes, what?
Yeah, that's what happens when somebody warns you to save early. And
yeah,
you're the example of somebody telling you to save early, and I'm the example of nobody telling me to save my white tassels.
But yeah, also this battle pass, I feel like I whiffed a little. Here's the problem: a lot of the battle pass stuff is stuff I don't know how to do for the weeklies. Like there are a lot of things that I just don't know what I'm doing with.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like going to another teapot for a merchant to buy recipes. I
skip that.
I don't know how to do. I would like the XP.
I don't ever do it. So you can still. So I can max out my battle pass to level 50 every single time and never ever touch that one. Ever.
Okay. I figured there was a way to, but then there were a lot of other ones that I just haven't had the ability to be doing. I also still need to do 2 things with lantern. Wait, 1 thing for sure with lantern rights, and I also need to upgrade level 5 artifacts for the actual seasonal stuff that give you instant levels.
Yeah.
I only got like 3 or 4 days left. 6 days on it, actually, I believe. But yeah. Anyway, that was Nilou. I like the music. 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5. I don't want to say it's lesser than Arlecchino. I like both of them for different things. This one, however, stands up on its own without any context of the story for sure. I thought I was listening to Zelda music for a hot second. I'll be real.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
But thank you for showing it to me, and I'm looking forward to number 2.
Yep, we'll come back with number 2, who I will tell you is somebody that you have met. So that'll be interesting to see. So at least you know you've either met them somewhere, or they're from Mondstadt, Leeway, or Inazuma. So
I haven't met that many people in Inazuma, so that's a bonus.
All right.
Thank you guys for watching.
See you guys in the next one.
Bye-bye.